Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and today I'm going to review a Five Below art travel kit, well, a mini art kit. I recently went on a trip to Florida and I stopped by a few stores. I went into Five Below in search of art supplies and came to this mini travel art kit with watercolors in it. It was only $3.25 when checking this out. I was like, sure, why not? It's cheap anyways. The set comes with 10 watercolor cakes, 2 brown nylon brushes, 1 4x4 painting board, 1 blister palette, 1 plastic easel, and 1 pencil case. I did open up the mini travel kit previously because I was excited, but instead I held back so I could make this video and do a proper review on it. That's the main reason that everything fell out so easily. Other than that, I didn't touch the watercolors or the other supplies. My thought when opening this kit, even for the second time, is that they were very tiny. They took the mini part very literal. Of course, because it's for traveling kit. Everything is so small. It's great for throwing in your bag and going out to paint in a cafe or the park. Surprisingly, the pencil case is pretty good. Even though you could probably get this case for like $1 in any office section of any dollar store, but it's nice to have, especially when you have like 100 pencils and pens and brushes lying around your art studio table. It holds a decent amount of pencils because right now I shoved a whole bunch of random pencils that were lying around in the bottom of my art drawer, and it holds all of them, which is very surprising. That's a lot of pencils I have. With the painting board, I don't know why, but I was expecting something more sturdier, like a canvas panel, but this kit was $3.25, so I should have expected it to be like some sort of cutout of a box, that they put a layer of like gesso or some kind of white paint on it. It's a little better than a random cardboard box, but it's so weird that I can't really describe it. I don't paint on canvases that much, so I'm not much of an expert on like the textures and how they feel or how they're supposed to be. Now I'm finally opening up the painting board, and just what I expected. It's weird, but it has a nice texture, sort of. However, I had this feeling it's not going to work with what I was planning to paint. It feels like it will soak up the water or the watercolors fast, which is bad when you want to mix two colors or you want to put a color down to get a tie-dye look, or when you want to paint large areas. The container of watercolor cakes is very small, and the cake can break easily if not handled correctly because the container is just plastic. There's no sturdy container holding these cakes together. If I could twist this and the cakes probably fall out or crack. The plastic stand is not a good quality, and the leg in the back can be easily moved, and there really is no stopper to stop the leg from moving either. The only thing stopping it from falling flat is when you put the canvas on it and the top of it stops because the canvas is in the way, so it fully doesn't go through and fall flat. It's good only for display purposes and not for painting on because it doesn't have enough grip to stay still while you're painting. So have it only for display purposes only, to show off like your artwork that you did on a teeny tiny canvas. Also, I'm going to pull out some random watercolor to do a slight comparison, and it's also because they only gave me one painting board, so I can't really swatch the watercolor on that material. So we're going to see it on a different watercolor paper to see how it performs on that. We're going to use cold press watercolor paper, and this specific watercolor paper I got from Hobby Lobby, which I'm going to show in a future video that I'm working on. Starting on testing out the watercolors, I make sure to soak the cakes in water before starting. It gets the pigments going, especially when they are dried out. A lot of artists make this mistake by not soaking the colors enough, and they assume that there's not enough pigment. But in reality, it does when you soak it enough. Make sure to always soak the colors, and if they still do not have enough pigment even when you soak them, then they are bad watercolors. I use a spray bottle full of water to spray the cakes. To my surprise, the colors were decently pigmented and are very vibrant. The choice of colors are kind of strange. Maybe it's because of the order of them, but they're really good range. They come with every single color that you need, like black and white, brown, and some greens. I don't know about skin colors, you gotta mix your own colors, which is not very hard once you learn how to do them. The watercolor cakes felt like children watercolors and were a little bit chalky, but obviously I'm going to give them a try before fully judging them. As you can see, I did some sketching on the watercolor paper to get an idea of what I wanted to paint. I decided that I wanted to do a slight redraw of a previous painting that I did, which was a mermaid version of myself, because my birthday was on May 10th, so I was recording around this time. So I was thinking, why not make a updated version of this mermaid painting? I was gonna do the tie-dye look like the original does, but for some reason it didn't come out how I liked it, so I decided to just go with a solid purple color just to be safe. Now the brushes, I was surprised at the quality of them. I was expecting the classic child paint brushes where the handles were this nasty plastic and the bristles were the nasty plastic as well. The brushes that came with this kit were good quality. The handle was actual wood and the bristles were soft and held their shape even when I fell through them. I honestly would use these brushes for my next watercolor painting, and as a plus they are small so I can carry them around anywhere. They gave me a 6 round and a 7 flat brush. But the Blister palette. Blister? Is that what palettes are called nowadays? The plastic ones? What is a blister palette? I did look it up and they showed me adhesives and wood palettes. I don't think that's what they meant. But I don't know. Canvas professionals can correct me whenever they feel down in the comments. But the plastic palette or blister palette is a standard palette. It's just a very small one. It's really good for mixing your paints in, and it's a travel size, so you can just throw it in your bag or into the pencil case that they provide. When I started on the board, it was not that bad. The paint did get soaked up fast, but the colors laid down nicely. However, a problem that I came across was that the board made the paint feather extremely badly. I was struggling with this for a bit and I was getting kind of impatient because I hated the texture of the board. It kind of made my fingers feel weird. It felt chalky, especially with the paint on it, it felt extra chalky. I managed to clean up the feathering effect a little bit, but it did not come out as I wanted to because it kind of mixed in with the skin color. So instead I just went on and started outlining with my pencils. I hated this board so much that I didn't even bother darkening up the hair or any other parts of the skin. Honestly, I just wanted it to get out the way. because for me, when it comes to dried out materials, it's sort of like the feeling of like hearing fingernails on a chalkboard for me. I hate the chalky feeling, so I really had to stop painting on this canvas and just went to finish up with lining of the pencils. Now, the big question is, would I recommend this? The paints were pigmented, the brushes were decent, it came with everything you need other than water, and it came with a case to hold your supplies. Except the board, of course. However, the paints dried a little chalky, the board feathered badly, and the texture was off, to me at least. So I will give it a skeptical yes. If you just need something really quick to kill time, but to make commissions or professional pieces, no, I wouldn't recommend it for that. Thank you for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed it. Remember to be kind kings and queens, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye-bye.